Hey now, welcome back to Lone Star Mini Restoration. Today I am looking at removing the entire boot floor. All right, before I move the boot floor, basically what I'm going to do is I am going to brace the floor. I am going to run from the far side, the rear trunnion subframe mount locations over there, over to in here, the near side. I'm going to run bracing from side to side to give me another reference point. Now, yes, maybe I have walked off the deep end, but let's take a look at what I have going for me. Because, you know, right now I have the new Heritage panel. It's clecoed in only in spots. You can see I've got it clecoed to the door sill. I've got it clecoed to the toe board. I've got pretty doggone, I would say, pretty good bracing. I've got bracing from B-post to B-post, cross members to keep it from twisting, A-post to B-post. You know, I've got this whole center Dave Jag beam running through the car, and on the back side, you know, it goes from the jig attaches from one arch over to the left arch, and then if that's not enough, we've got the brace coming down from the jig that goes to the rear bench seat belt holes. Of course, the whole back of the car, as far as the panels are going, these panels are staying. The wheel arches are, well, I will replace them, but for now they're staying. So, with that said, I am planning on, I think that's enough stiffness for the car. I don't think it's going to twist on me. So I am going to look at removing the floor. I am ordering a new floor panel, and I'll put it in and weld it all together at the same time with the new floor panel. So have I walked off the deep end on the idea of removing the entire boot, given the entire floor panel is not solid in? Possibly so. Now, I have been given counsel to that maybe I should try to attach the floor panel in before I put in the boot, but everything is being replaced. So my problem is the companion bins, the door sills, the arches, everything is being replaced one at a time. So I don't have anything to attach the floor panel to solid. So it's right now it's just temporary. If I'm able to put in the floor panel with the new boot floor, then I can attach all that solid and have that going for me. So I'm going to put in new reference points for the rear subframe, and as I'm doing, or bracing that is, and as I'm putting in this new bracing, I'll still consider the idea of what I'm doing. Is it wrong or right, a big mistake or not? Well, we shall see. All right, I have spent basically 4 hours creating just a portion of a jig. I gotta get a drink. Good old Mountain Dew. So let me show you what I've done. I've just spent 4 hours creating this, and yeah, but so far so good. You can see I now have a brace that runs from rear bolt trunnion attachments, and the beam goes all the way over to the other side. Let's see. Goes over there, so it's fully done. Now I'm creating the support from that beam up to my existing rotisserie brace structure. So it's taken me 4 hours just to create that one, but you know, it involved metal cutting, hole drilling, welding, grinding, sanding, and for me, you know, it takes me longer than most people, but so far, so good. And I'll show you a few things once I get it done, but all right, I'm wrapping my project up for the day. It's taken me, my gosh, 6 hours to do what I'm about to show you. Of course, there's been a lot of heat breaks in there too. I'd go inside and get a drink and sit down and just get a break from the heat. But I basically have added one more reference point. When I take out the boot floor, I will now have the rear subframe, the rear trunnion mounts or the subframe mounts. Now I've got that locked down, so now I'll have that as a reference point. And what I've done is I have utilized my existing jig and the attachments that I've had, and thankfully I had some 1.5 inch angle iron, so I just went to town and built a reference. So let me show you what we have and I'll wrap this one up. Now I have this lower angle that runs from left hand trunnion mount to over to right hand trunnion mount, and what I've done is I've just put 2 angle irons back to back. I cut them up, you know, so they'd fit around this bracket, match drilled the holes, and then of course I welded the angles together. Just that one's just a short section. It only goes to, you know, I don't know if you can see it, but the other one of the angles is just a short little section, and it runs across all the way over to there. And let me zoom in here, and you can see it mounts over there. So then what I did was I picked up that angle and I went vertical. I went straight up to my current jig, and I put 2 screws in it, 2 bolts everywhere, just so there was no twist. And I gotta you know, make sure I had good contact and no twist. And I picked up that existing bolt. So that sucker, you know, is not going to move. I mean, it's solid. Maybe it's a little overkill. It's put together with bolts though, so that I can take it apart if necessary. But that's it. All right, so golly, the game plan is all right. So the game plan is to cut out the boot floor. Even though I don't have the full floor pan welded in, I have it tacked in, I have it clecoed in various places, but I'm going to start drilling out the boot floor because I believe I have enough rigidity in this thing to handle, you know, the loss of the boot floor at the same time as the main floor. So, but that's my new bracing attachment. Yeah, any comments, you know, if anybody's out there saying, don't do it, I haven't cut anything yet. So if there's a valid reason out there that people say, don't do it, let me know. Otherwise, I'm continuing forward. Ain't it great? All right, thanks for watching. Bye just now. I forgot to mention, and I can't end this video without mentioning, I am pretty much following DB Mini DIY and also Mark's Mini Garage. He's doing the exact, these guys are doing the exact same thing that I'm doing, but they're ahead of me. They probably also have a lot more skill than I do, but, and in fact, DB did do a brace from trunnion to trunnion in the boot, and so that's where I got the idea for that reference point. So thank you, DB. And Mark looks like he's doing a smash up job on his Mini. So I've watched, the other day I watched all their videos on the boot floor, and of course I haven't started cutting yet, but thanks to these guys, DB and Mark, thank you. I just had to say that before I ended my video. All right, bye just now.